Hope everybody had a great trading day today. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody join in here. 1 second, please. One more second, please, because that didn't go through. There. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, good, good, good. Where is my? Just find this right here. There we go. Cool. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. And what a day today. So today was Wonderful Wednesday. Good, good, good. All right. And I hope everybody did well today and had a good one. It wasn't easy, right? Because we were pushing up in the market today, and then things just kind of slowed down a little bit. So a lot of our normal names where we look for momentum, right? There wasn't a lot of strength, right? And when the market is trending, right? When we have a trend day, right? A lot of times we can see that that type of action in the names that we like to trade, like Apple, AMD, Amazon, things like that. Now Amazon actually had a pretty big reversal today, which we kind of suspected going in today. We actually pointed out a lotto short on Amazon today. Ended up playing out phenomenally, and may still have some more downside if the market has any weakness going forward. But anyway, we'll keep talk about that later if you guys have a question about it. But in the meantime, today we're going to be continuing our series here on what is a trend day. And before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Do 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 do. All right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So first things first, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off at the market today. And then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening and what might be setting up going into tomorrow. And then we'll take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX guys, woo, SPX guys with a wild push here today. Another push, right, up 16 points. Look how close we are to all-time highs. We're a spitting distance from all-time highs as we just kind of tore into this bearish engulfing candle. I mean, how ominous was this candle too, right? Everybody's like, inflation, supply chain, gas prices, energy prices, Evergrande, all the usual headlines. And these headlines are still there, but it doesn't matter. Market's still working its way up, right? So again, really, really close to all-time highs. Weekly chart cleared again. Last week closed above 1, 2, 3. This week pushed above this one. This is really close above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 highs right here. And then we're really, really close to all-time highs, right? So, and again, was interesting, right? Last night we pointed this out. This is how the market likes to reverse itself to start its way up, right? It'll do this. It'll just it'll gap up and push, gap up and push, gap up and push, gap up and push, and as soon as it starts to get volume into it, like today, then it just starts to chop around, right? So we had it here, right? We had gap push, gap push, gap push, a little bit of volume, and then just chop around, right? That type of thing. So we may be in the chop around stage, and if we go to the Elliott wave count, it wouldn't surprise us because what we had was a 1-2-1-2. Right, and we're still working on wave 3. Now the real question is, was wave 3 done? Are we going to push to all-time highs and then we get a pullback? Or are we getting ready to start wave 4? And the real question is wave 4 going to be an ABC? Right, some sort of zigzag or a flat? Or is it going to be a triangle, right? Which it kind of looks like we kind of have this choppy type feel to it, right? So we'll see if we get a triangle and then a wave 5 up to get to all-time highs. So, or wave 3 just pushes all-time highs and then we get a pullback later, a little bit of an ABC pullback later, right? So we've got that going on. So, pretty cool stuff. But what a wave up this has been here over the last couple days. Every day is this gap and push, gap and push, gap and push, a little bit of a pullback right there, and then gap and push, gap and push. And so it's been pretty epic, right? So that being said, we got a little bit of a stall day today, so it makes us feel like that wave 4 is kind of starting, right? So that kind of choppy-ish type feel to it, right? And so we got a couple interesting moves today, but again, like we saw, like some of the big names just weren't moving, right? The stuff that moves in the market moves just weren't moving. That gave us a lot of clues today into the market price action, right? So it's good stuff there. Let's take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. What we're setting up going tomorrow. So we're a little bit down here this morning. We'll see if that ends up just kind of being like a dip buy going into tomorrow. But plenty of night left, right? They could always the overnight drift could set in around 2 a.m. when the European market opens. We'll see where that takes us. So what we're going to do is, we got an arrow on there. That's pretty cool. I was starting to do that for the public Twitter to kind of illustrate some things. But we got here, and that's kind of the geometric line that we definitely want to keep an eye on here today. But we could put this on right now as well. Just kind of keep an eye on that and see how it goes. But again, that's kind of would be a wild triangle move. But keep an eye on these geometric lines, see how they hold. We've got this guy below. We're going to probably stretch this guy out here a little bit and see how that holds going into tomorrow. And then we could actually do one more right here to give us some clues. We could do one more right here too. We really wanted to. Now we're right at it, so that's good. So kind of keep an eye on these levels right here. It kind of looks like a little bit of a I don't know, angry Pac-Man or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, choppy right now, down a little bit here for the futures this evening. And again, 4,500 was a huge level to get above. We got above that. We cleared that last night, right? In fact, we got kind of close. You can see the overnight drift here just starting at 2 o'clock, right? European market opens and boom, see ya. Right, so that was right over the 4,500 level, well defended here today, consolidated above it again, another push to the upside, consolidating again, now we're over 45.25, and let's see if they can continue to push it up, get back to all-time highs. So good stuff there. Other than that, guys, that's what we're looking at going into tomorrow, and so here, we'll see if that wave continues to push the way up, or if we get that waveform move. And so this week we're going to talk about what is a trend day. And so today, kind of pushing it on the trend day, right, based on what we've been talking about. In fact, we had a couple different moves that were kind of not trend day-ish, and based on what we're going to talk about today. So, as you guys know, one of the things we really like to do to use to evaluate trend is really simple, is using the 8 EMA. What are the 8? Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 EMA, exponential moving average. I know when I say it fast, 8 EMA, it sounds like the 80 moving average, but I'm talking about the 8. So why do we like the 8 so much? Well, it's a Fibonacci number, and it just happens to correspond with a lot of really cool moves, right? So I like to make it this blue line right here on my 15-minute chart. And as long as we're above the 80 EMA on both the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart, I tend to look at that as a trending day, right? And so if you go here, and sometimes you can cross below the 5 and still hold the 15, which is fine. As long as the 15 is holding, good, right? But and I'm not just talking about holding the EMA, right? What I'd like to see is that both of them are, just like we looked at the trend lines the other day. Let me pull one up here for the 5-minute chest. Just what we talked about on the trend lines the other day. How we like a nice angle on those. We also like a decent angle on the moving averages, right? So we want a moving average that's like this here at the open, right? So you can see this nice angle right here, over 45 degrees, right? It's about 50-degree angle right here on the moving average, and just kind of holding its way up. That's this morning, right? So we were trending up this morning nicely, right? That was up about till 10:30, and once we crossed over here with increasing volume, that kind of showed us that that trend was kind of shifting a little bit, right? We're maybe not such a trending day today, right? And then once we confirm below the 15-minute, that's usually where I'm like, okay, I'm out on longs, right? For the most part, right? I'm basically like, okay, there's definitely some sort of change of composure going on, right? But you can see here at the morning too, right? We're nicely here above the 80 EMA here on the 15-minute chart. Good angle on the moving average, on the moving average itself, right? And then boom, once we crack this right here. So if you're involved early, if you get involved kind of here, right? This breakdown right here doesn't affect you, right? It doesn't really hurt you so much, right? And there's plenty of room for profit at a lot of our key levels. And of course, you can tell a lot of cool stuff too, right? Doji, upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow, all off of this level right here. Right, so it doesn't surprise us that we had a down move right here. We actually, I pointed this out to you guys in the public Twitter today, that there was a triple Lindy right here. There we go, triple inside 5, very rare move on an intraday. Right, you got upper shadow, upper shadow, upper shadow at this level, upper shadow, bearish candle, upper shadow, bearish candle, triple inside, and then down. So this is where I got involved in futures today. It was a fast trade. I'm not saying this is easy, but we were triangulating here today. If you guys remember, I tweeted this out. We had a nice triangle here, right? We had a nice triangle here, and so we went from the top of the triangle, which was here at the time, top of the triangle to the bottom of the triangle. We got a nice little follow through on that one. So that ended up being a nice trade on the futures. Very risky with options because of the chop. If you just chopped around, well, you can pick up a couple of points on the futures, but if you chop around the options, you don't necessarily get as much of a move. It can be very difficult with the premiums chopping around, right? So that was about it. And then look at this. And then we just kind of came back in the middle of that triangle range. The beige book came out at 2 o'clock, gave it a little bit of a pop. No real move off of that, and then we just chopped around for the rest of the day. And then the end of the day, we had just kind of some crazy action, and that was about it. And so and now we're just kind of chopping around here after hours, right? So that really shows us, those 80 EMAs really show us that things are changing, right? And you can even see here once we crack this 80 EMA right here at this point. Around 1 o'clock, right? That also shows us, hey, that this is not a horrible area to consider being, short, right? Once we're seeing a change in composure. So, again, that tells us if we're trending, right? Now, if you go back, right? If we go back, to trending day, if we just kind of go back to, like we said, like yesterday, the day before, for sure. Right, look at this on the 15-minute chart. See this? It's nice how we held this moving average here all day, and then we got to the moving average. We consolidated, right? We got a nice little move right here. Didn't take out any major levels. Just kind of held all day. That's a nice trending day, right? So the 80 EMA can really help us to track down trending days, and high volume closes, big candles that close below those, oftentimes show us a change of composure. So good stuff. Tomorrow we're going to review one more technique for looking for a trending day. I think you guys are going to like it. Other than that, That's all for this one for tonight. So at this point now, if anybody's got any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll try to get through as many as we can, try to wrap up as early as possible, so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. Let's go to the daily chart here and check these out. Let me grab a sip of water here. But Otas sent a few in here via Twitter, so let's take a look at these before we go forward. Really appreciate it. We're doing great out there. So big move on the banks recently, right? So one of the kind of interesting moves here that you can kind of see is this. We had a little bit of a harmonic here, about a 618 retrace, close to an 886 on that one, right? Kind of gave us a nice move up, right? So what we do is we at this point here we kind of look at our extensions here. So we go here, 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 and just kind of see where we're at, right? We didn't get quite to the 618, which actually is kind of corresponding to all-time highs. So kind of see how that holds. See if this cloud holds here for you. It is low volume on a red candle, so see if they bounce off of it, or if just be careful. If again, guys, globally here, if wave 4 is starting, right, you might see some chop on a lot of the names that you normally expect to kind of break out or get going, right? It's not until we're trending right in the market and things are impulsing to the upside, right? We've got those big strong waves. Do we look for opportunities in those directions, right? So that's just something to keep an eye in the background. That's why we're always tracking the S&P, right? Shop with an interesting, pretty much an outside day today. Tag 1500, found a little bit of resistance off us, but a nice lower shadow here off the 50-day moving average. Obviously, a little bit of caution off of Shop. It's kind of a wild one. Almost a bearish engulfing candle there on Visa, right? Remember, it got through that candle, that geometric line yesterday, which is nice, but it didn't have the volume to get really excited about, so we kind of had that going on. LLY, let's take a look. LOI, nice little possible reversal doji off the 50-day moving average. See if that ended up working its way down back to the ADMA, and then MAR. So MAR, good volume yesterday, a little bit of follow through here today. And again, this one had an interesting harmonic recently. Got us all the way up to the. We did this in our group not too long ago, and we were just starting to estimate the areas right here. But it got all the way up to the 2.618. Oh, activate this. All the way to 2.618, and. Nice, and then end up reversing off of it, right? So again, nice close into the ADMA here. I like the inside day down, and then we have the closing one yesterday. We get a little follow through here. So again, let's see if it continues to work its way down. If it really wants to, usually the first target of a harmonic or bearish harmonic move is a 382, right? So here's your 382 right down here, right? So just kind of keep an eye on that and see how it goes. But nice find on that one too. Great stuff, Otas. Really appreciate it. Shirley sent a few via email. Let's take a look and see what we got. So Etsy is one of the strongest names I think that I saw today. A beautiful inside day up, cleared a bunch of levels. Guys, I think these are from just a lot of discussions that we had in the past. A lot of geometric lines on this one, but it's got room. It's got room to get to this kind of 240 area right here on this breakout, and it's also got earnings run potential. Etsy, very, very strong. That's a very nice find on that one. So good job, good find on that one, Shirley. You've also, hope you're doing great out there. You got CI. Again, CI, all this stuff, the CIs are all moving in tandem with ANTM, right? So be careful with that, right? So ANTM had big earnings today and kind of made a nice move there. You've got VZ. VZ with a nice push after earnings. So let's see if that continues to work its way up. UNH, another one too, just same thing, right? So just all these insurers, right, on the ANTM move. And then RSI. Yeah, decent breakout here today. Increased volume. It's coming right into that level right there, right? So just let's see if we can pop above it and maybe get a little momentum going. So good stuff there. Thanks, Shirley. Really appreciate it. The Ness, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at Piton. So Piton, guys, this was on, if anybody follows the bubble report here with us or checks our Elliott Wave show out on the weekend, Paul had a nice bullish wave count on Piton. It also made the bubble report on it. I think we talked about it last Sunday, and we had a nice move here, right? You kind of had this 1, 2, and he was working on wave 3, and I really loved that inside day yesterday. I enjoyed the stay-at-home sector. There's a lot of names that looked like they were setting up pretty strong. We talked about Chewy here. Zoom just hasn't gotten the volume yet, but Piton, I love that inside day. Compression right over the 80 man, then boom, big push to the upside on that one. So nice move on Piton today. Again, a little bit of a kind of a spinning top shooting starish type candle right there. So below those lows could start to fade the gap. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on there. DOCN, a little bit of a bounce off the 80 MA there, still red candle, so a little bit of caution there. FSLY. Maybe a doji sandwich, right, if we get going, but it did hit our next level, right? We talked about it yesterday, right? This is the next level we wanted to get to, and that hit our target, right? So risk reward, right? Just got to be careful. So it hit our level. It did its job. So now we'll see how it handles the in between. ESTC bounced off the 80 MA as well. Shreya, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. You've got PD. Yeah, decent bounce off the 80 MA, but it came right to the 250-day moving average cluster. So let's see if we can try to get above those, but I've had a little bit of resistance there today. Roku, guys, we talked about this. Same thing with risk reward, right? Found right resistance right at the cloud right here, kind of pulled back. Again, watch that breakdown below those lows. It could come back to the scene of the breakout on that one to that flag area and see if that holds its support. Pins, big move today on apparently PayPal making an offer to buy Pinterest. Not really quite sure why PayPal is doing that. Maybe they want to get involved in the social media space. Kind of interesting. It doesn't seem like in their maybe they just want to be able to process all the payments from Pinterest, or I don't even know how Pinterest works. But anyway, big move here today, guys. It's not like it was hiding, right? So we had an inside-outside day here with increased volume. We closed. I think we even talked about it here. We closed above the geometric. I think you guys mentioned it here. A little bit of room to the 50-day, and then once we broke through, once we got the momentum through the 50-day yesterday, if you're involved in that, see ya. Have a nice day. Very, very nice move on pins. In fact, beautiful move on pins. Very, very nice. Good stuff right there. And then J-Moss, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Shreya. CCJ is starting to get green again. Could be working on a little flag, right? So you're doing good at pointing out these potential flags here. I like that. So kind of see how the CCJ goes. Maybe a little more sideways action than a breakout would be nice. AFRM. Back to the 80 man that one, right? So interesting spinning top reversal on that. FCX. Freeport McMora. So again, nice move right here, but also could be working on a little bit of flag here too. It doesn't have to necessarily be that long. You kind of have this could be the pole right here, right? So I could be flagging a little bit. See how that goes. Could be interesting. Very, very nice find. Good stuff. Yeah, J-Moss, my pleasure. And Shreya, you got Yext on the radar. Wow, I haven't seen this one in years. Yeah, nice closer of the 3-day moving average on this one. Was kind of working its way down. Let's see where it is in terms of this last down move. Here, right to the 50% retrace. Just be careful, right? It might have a little bit of room to the 618, and then it might reverse off of that, and then it might start to, kind of work on a harmonic. So just see how that goes. John Turner, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's see the JMIA. JMIA got to the cloud over the 80 MA. Golden cross the 80 MA through the 50-day moving average. A little bit of rejection off the daily cloud. The big C. Spinning top reversal, rejection of the 50-day moving average back down. ONDS. Ondas. I think Otas would like this one. So holding the 200-day moving average of the doji. Let's see if that can kind of reverse back up on that one. And Newtonix. I always think this is like a dog food or something like that. But anyway, inside day here holding the 80 MA. So let's see if I can go there too. Depeche, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Mike, what's happening? Good to see you. Amazon. So a little bit bearish on Amazon here, right? We pointed this out as a short this morning. Once it started to show weakness, I like how it filled the gap. And I like how it kind of slowed down when it filled the gap, and once it didn't really break out today, I liked it as a potential short idea, possibly back to the 80 MA or to the geometric line, right? So let's see how that goes here, breaking down out of the cloud. If the market is weak, let's see if we can get any more downside on that one. And Ali Wally, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's see that. So Tesla with earnings tonight, guys. Finally, that pressure relief on this one right here, right? Spinning top on this one, and it's gone. Nothing, right? So just kind of like a choppy day here today, guys. In the group, we talked about selling premium on this one because mostly put spreads, right? Because if anything, we didn't know, but we had a feeling that Tesla was going to do pretty good because Elon was popping it all morning today, all day today on Twitter. And so, we figured they'd do pretty good. All the recent news, like, record deliveries, blah, blah, blah. So we figured they'd be profitable, right? But, a lot of times, sometimes they sell the news or the algos push it down, but we don't think they'd push it down like twice the market maker expected move. And so selling premium today should be really, really nice going into tomorrow. So good stuff there. And Brett, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at BMY. Bristol Myers Squibb. Let's take a look here and see. So how many more names could they put on? Bristol Myers Squibb Duxton Company, right? So I mean, it's like, goodness gracious. But anyway, yeah, interesting move right here over the 80 MA. So big upper shadow here off of this. I mean, it's tough. I'm always, never really a huge fan of kind of these farmer names right here, but it's trying. Just keeps on putting in these upper shadows. But I like how it's over the 80 MA. I like the inside day up today, but let's see if we can kind of get more constructive. You got earnings coming up, right? So let's see how that goes. But it has gotten really beaten up here, right? So maybe earnings will maybe start like some sort of harmonic type thing. So let's see if that gets going. But good stuff there. What else? Istaf, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's see the CCI. Yeah, look, remember guys when 5G was getting really popular for a while? I guess it is still okay, but a little bit of a pullback right here. But yeah, looking pretty strong right here after earnings. So um, let's see, the 20th, we got a little bit. We're just kind of chopping here after earnings. Earnings after hours. Where are we? Kind of down a little bit, but let's see what it does. See if it gives a 15-hour move. But definitely some nice candles here. Some good volume coming into it before earnings. Let's see if it's ready to get going. And then CSCO. Let's take a look. Costco. Not Costco, Cisco. Sorry, guys. Welcome to Cisco. I love you. Nice close yesterday over the 80 man. Good follow through today for Cisco. Again, watch out. You get 50-day. You get your cloud above potential resistance right there. And trade. We've also got Troop on the radar. Let's take a look. Big inside day on this one on True Pandy, and again, a push out over today's highs could get it going, so there's something to look at there too. ABMD, ABMD, ABMD. A little bit rough pullback to 50-day moving average below volume, so just kind of see how it holds there. Hopefully it'll hold there for you. ABT. Wow, big gap up today on earnings, but just no action off of it. So watch if it breaks down below today's lows. Maybe we'll look for the gap fade on that one. And then iRobot, the Nest. Let's take a look here. Yeah, finally starting to get going a little bit. Decent volume here. Not a really nice candle, spinning top, but it could turn into a doji sandwich, right? And then maybe give a little bit of an earnings run. So, but sometimes it moves. Sometimes iRobot can move on earnings. If you kind of go back here to a couple other earnings reports, right? You got some big gaps here, right? Nice move, big move here, right? So sometimes you can catch a nice earnings move on iRobot. So let's see how it goes. But in the meantime, maybe trying to get its way out of the cloud. But anyway, guys, good stuff. Awesome chart request tonight. Really appreciate it. Hopefully everybody's been enjoying the what is the trend day. We got a bunch of techniques out there this week. We're going to go over one more tomorrow. So definitely be sure to tune in for that. And looking forward to a fun Thursday. Let's see what the futures have in store going into tonight, what we have set up going into tomorrow. Of course, we'll get all the levels updated and everything for our group. And we'll still see you guys here bright and early on YouTube for the Good Morning Market Prep video. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you guys then. Until then, stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.